Hi, everybody. This is Sarah Grace Nesbitt here with you for week 2 of these video blogs that I have started sharing with all of you. It's wonderful to have you. I am blown away by the support and acknowledgement and encouragement that I received after last week's video. So, from the bottom of my heart, truly, truly, truly thank you. It means so much and it helps fuel my fire to keep going. Um, and then again, just really quickly, so I started these videos as support for the yoga classes that I offer at Sage Yoga and Wellness, located above Red Feather and Bitter Creek in downtown Boise, Mondays and Thursdays from 4 to 5:15 p.m. So if you're in Boise, I'd love to have you. This is a yin-licious class, so super yummy, juicy, restoring, relaxing practice. And then if you're not in Boise, if you can't make it to the classes, then I'm just so thrilled to have you here with me. So welcome. Let's dive into week 2. Week 2, the theme was reclaiming your power as an empath. And I wanted to share this one with all of you because it's been so transformative in my life to have a new understanding of what it meant to be an empath. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory or a history. Probably only in the last 6 months have I acknowledged and identified and recognized myself as an empath. And what I've come to realize is that I've been an empath all along. I believe that we are all empaths. That sometimes just get mislabeled as sensitive. I was teased. I've been teased so much in my life for being too sensitive. So sensitive to the degree that years ago I had to stop watching scary movies. Years ago I had to stop watching and listening to the news because I would see these things and feel it to such a deep level. It was like I was going through the experience, and it would feel traumatizing. And I got to the point where I just couldn't handle it anymore, so I started to shut all those things off. I also did this with people. I would be around certain people and I would leave feeling exhausted, fatigued, icky, etc. And I really kind of started to operate out of this idea that I took on other people's energy, that there were energy vampires out there who were going to drain and suck my energy, that were exhausting to be around. And then I had to protect myself with energy shields. So I would do all of these deep inner meditations to wrap myself in an energy shield to protect from other people and their energy. And as I started to explore Matt Kahn's teachings and what he offers as new spiritual paradigm teachings, I started to sit with these ideas, these concepts of energy vampires and energy shields, and this idea that I took on other people's energy. I started to sit with those and see how they felt in my body, and really started to use my body as a barometer, like a feedback mechanism to assist me in determining what was a truth for me. And essentially I decided, okay, if I say something to myself and my body responds in a state that feels expansive and peaceful and happy, excited, then that's a truth for me. And if on the other hand my body responds with tightness, feeling constricted, feeling kind of balled up or tight in my belly, my solar plexus, maybe not so much a truth for me. And so when I would say that, when I would sit with that, energy vampires and taking on other people's energy and energy shields, it didn't feel good in my body. It kind of made me feel victimized, like I was just susceptible at any moment to other people's energy, and I had to be really mindful and diligent to protect myself. And that felt exhausting, and it felt very limiting. So I started to see how this new paradigm that Matt Kahn offers fell to my body, and what he shared that resonated with me so deeply was, what if it's not so much that we take on other people's energy, but that in fact we duplicate what they're feeling in their field within our own field. And when I sat with that, just that alone, this idea of duplicating energy in my own field versus taking it on, this idea of feeling of duplicating felt very empowering to me. It made me feel like I had a choice. It felt liberating and empowering versus taking on other people's energy, which to me felt very victimizing. So, so I could feel that there was something there. There was a resonance in my body that said, yes, there's something to this. Keep exploring this idea of a new paradigm empath. So, I had to write notes for myself because there was a lot I had to cover today, wanted to cover today. So, why do we duplicate? Why in the world would we want to duplicate other people's unresolved issues into our own energy field? For me, I believe on a deep, deep, deep core heart level that you and I, we came here to transform and heal this planet, to transform and heal centuries of unresolved conflict and pain. And what better way to do that than by being able to duplicate something in our field, experience what someone else is feeling so that we can empathize with them, so that we can have compassion for them, so that we can have insight and understanding as to where they're coming from and what they're going through. So on a core level, I believe that's why we have this gift, is because we are here to be the change makers, the transformers, the integrators. And that can get a little bit twisted. Without an understanding of why we're here to duplicate, we can duplicate other people's energy or unresolved patterns into our own field and get a little confused as to that experience that we're receiving, that feedback that we're receiving. So, and the reason I think that it can get twisted is because none of us, very likely, very few of us, were ever told growing up or given tools or shown that it's okay to love whatever arises. None of us were given the tools to show us how to have a more loving, compassionate, empathetic relationship with our own heart. We grew up in a society that said, you need to be loved by anything out there. You need to be loved. You can only be loved by a relationship. You can only be loved by looking a certain way. You had to look a certain way in order to be worthy of love, in order to receive love. You had to have a certain amount of money in the bank account. You had to have certain material things. And so all of these things that we get a little tripped up in pursuing, because we think that once I have this, once I have the perfect relationship, the perfect body, the perfect whatever, the right amount of money in the bank account, the car, the house, then I'll be worthy of love. And so from that pursuit, I think we get a little tripped up in this whole embracing our gift as an empath thing. So that's kind of looking at why we duplicate. I think the purity of why we duplicate, why we came here, and then perhaps the way that it can get a little tripped up. We duplicate in our energy field what other people are feeling in theirs, because we think on some level, if I can heal and transform what they're feeling, then they'll have more capacity to love me the way that I need to be loved. Because if someone is completely entangled in whatever internal dramas are going on within them, they don't have the capacity to love us the way that we need to be loved. And because we grew up in this idea that someone else has to complete us, then we're kind of operating, well, if I can take this from them, if I can heal this from them, then they'll be able to love me the way that I need to be loved. And that just gets exhausting. Gets exhausting. I spent years operating out of this mindset, years trying to change other people, years trying to heal other people, also that they could love me the way that only I can love my own heart. So that was a big one for me, a big aha and clarity in this understanding of what it means to be an empath. So next, a few ways that we kind of get tripped up in this. What other people feel is about them, not what they feel about us. So what do I mean? So let's say as a child, your parent, for whatever reason, is feeling unworthy. Maybe they're feeling unworthy of love. Maybe they feel unworthy of financial abundance. Maybe they feel unworthy of having a job that they love. And again, for whatever reason, maybe this was passed down through their generation, their family history. But they're feeling this, they're feeling unworthy. And because we're empathetic beings, we tune into what they're feeling. But without this understanding of what we're doing, we perceive that what we're feeling in them is how they feel about us. So all of a sudden, mom comes home, she's feeling unworthy of financial abundance, let's say. And all of a sudden, we feel that we're unworthy of financial abundance. Or dad comes home and feels unworthy of love, and we interpret that as being unworthy of dad's love. And so we can get really kind of tripped up, and this acting in this way, living this way, leads us to living very small, disempowered lives. Again, very victimized, kind of always feeling like people's stuff is how they feel about us. So as an example, one day I was walking down a hall and there was a TV screen, and on the TV screen was a fitness model showing like some fitness exercises. And all of a sudden I had a judgmental thought about this woman. And simultaneously I had the insight that what I was picking up on was actually her feelings of insecurity and her feelings of not being good enough. And having this realization made me realize, oh my God, all day long as I'm going through my day, everything that I'm feeling, what if it isn't even mine? What if it's not mine? What if it's just what I'm picking up on from whoever I'm watching on TV or whatever's going on in the world at the time? And then to take it a step further, what if it's not even theirs? It's not about them. It's just what they've picked on from centuries of collective consciousness. And having this realization helped me get a little bit of space, a moment of space where I could realize, wow, if it's not mine, then I don't have to identify with it. And when I don't identify with it, then I don't have to see I don't have to sense something of an other, right? If I identify with something, then there's an other. But if I don't identify with it, then it's just something arising. It's just something arising. And so in that moment, having this feeling of insecurity, of self-doubt arise, noticing that within me, acknowledging that aspect of my heart that sometimes feels insecurity, self-doubt, and loving and honoring and taking time to really be with that part of my heart. And in that way, healing and integrating the insecurity and the self-doubt. So another big one that was a huge aha for me, and just another thing that Matt Kahn says that again really resonates with me is, well, how do we know when we're in our own energy field? If I'm just going through my day, none of these things are mine, how do I know what is mine? And he says it's only when we're in a relaxed state. And again, there's just part of my heart that says yes, that kind of lights up when I hear that. And a relaxed state doesn't have to be a meditative state. It doesn't have to be, oh, I have to go spend an hour and a half in meditation or in yin yoga every day to be in a relaxed state. No, a relaxed state is just slowing down the breath, slowing down the breath, relaxing the body, relaxing the belly. When we slow down the breath, we get that gateway into a few more moments of internal spaciousness to be able to see all of this from a more expansed state. So it can be a really beneficial tool, if you're going throughout your day and all of a sudden you're feeling whatever, anxious, angry, frustration. Let yourself slow down the breath, relax the breath. And from there, maybe there's a recognition of, oh, maybe this isn't even mine, but it is the experience that's coming up for me right now. So I can acknowledge and love the one that's feeling insecure, fear, angry, jealousy, etc. The last thing that I want to tap into here is how others treat us, is just showing us how they treat themselves. So another example, I was around someone one day and they just were in a really agitated, frustrated, angry state. And in the past, I would have been in this circumstance and had the feeling or the thought, oh God, this person hates me. Like, this person is mad at me. They don't like me. They don't love me. I would have taken it on as something against me. It was all about me. And this person was going on and just expressing a lot of angst, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. And previously, again, I would have gotten constricted. I would have felt very small, very disempowered, very victimized. But in this one moment, I had the recognition, oh my God, this isn't about me. This person is showing me how they are in relationship to their own heart right now. They are in an angry, agitated, frustrated, confusing relationship with their own heart right now, and they're simply showing me that. They're simply showing me that it has nothing to do with me. And in that moment of recognizing that this is just, they're showing me where they are in relation to their own heart, I can, number one, first, slow down my breath, start to relax my breath. I can acknowledge what's rising in me in response to this person. Maybe I'm feeling disempowered or victimized. I can love and acknowledge and honor the part of me that feels disempowered and victimized. And then the more we practice this, then I can turn to that person and tune into that person and say, okay, here's what they're showing me they're feeling. They're feeling frustrated. They're feeling like they have, that they don't have enough options. They are showing me that they're feeling victimized. So internally, what could I offer to them? What is the opposite of those things? Well, the opposite of frustration would be, may you be blessed with recognition that maybe there are more options available to you. May you be blessed with peace. May you be blessed with ease. I understand and I acknowledge how frustrating this must be. I honor how frustrated you feel. And we can begin to dialogue and treat them in the way that we would want to be treated if we were having that experience. And in that way, again, so empowering, and we shift from being victimized by whatever they're telling us to all of a sudden, wow, we can really, excuse me, we can really be the empowered beings that we are, to integrate and embrace and love all aspects of us that are arising as never before, and then to offer all aspects of the other person and embrace those as never before. So I think that sums it up. There was a lot to be covered today, covered a lot today. And I want to remind you all, I do have openings and offerings to, if you ever want to work one-on-one, if you have more questions. I'm working on putting some other coaching programs together, but in the meantime, I am available to you with one-on-one coaching either in person, or we can set something up via Skype or phone. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you, any feedback. But I think that sums it up for today. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all, connecting with you all again next week. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.